the way I look up to Rob. When he was a freshman, I kind of laid out a map for him. I said, I want you to do this your freshman year, which was, it was a time and making districts and trying to score points. The next year was, I said, your sophomore year, you're going to make states and you're going to break the record. Your junior year, you're going to do that. You're going to make it back at night. And your senior year, you're going to get a medal. And it just kind of worked as planned. Every year, every goal that I set, and I told him when he was in 9th grade he was going to break 50, and his last swimming in his high school swimming he had 49.9. So he's just one of those kids that he just buys into what you tell him. Randy once told me that if I told Triston to run through a brick wall, he absolutely would, and that's the way it is with Rob and I. So Amy asked me if I could set up some goals for Triston in college. And I told her I absolutely would, and I like to think that I'm a man of my word, but I'm going to go back on that, and I don't think Triston needs that. I think he can do it himself. Although I have given it a little bit of thought, and I think 47.7 and 151.8 is a good idea, but just kidding. So Bill often stood up here, and before I was a father, I used to think it was pretty touching when Bill would stand up here and say that a lot of the parents in here inspire him to be a better dad, and a lot of the kids he hopes Will would end up being like. So I was thinking about that and reflecting on that, and I would totally be honored if my kids ended up being like this. But and maybe in a selfish way, I would be really honored if people would compare me to him. So with that, Triston, congratulations, buddy. You deserve it. You're the hardest working kid I've ever coached.
Okay, well, first I'd like to say thanks to just Mr. Faccenda, just for setting up a legacy like this, and I'm honored to get this award. And this year, I know I didn't really talk to you that much before this year, but this year you really came and told me what you thought I could do, and that motivated me because you've coached great swimmers and shown that you know what you're talking about. And when you told me what you thought I could do, I believed it and I went for it. And I'm glad that I made you proud. And I'd like to thank my family just for always pushing me since I was young. Even when I was little, sometimes I would get to the point where I would be winning things, and I would get to the point where I thought I didn't really have to try, but my dad pushed me and told me that it wasn't always going to be that way, and they kept pushing me, and I knew my brothers would be coming up, and I had to set goals that would be hard for them to beat, and that's why I want to thank my coaches. Just all the coaches I've had throughout the year have always pushed me to do my best and encouraged me and helped me swim the best I can. And I want to thank Fish just for being there since my freshman year and just being a coach and a friend, just telling me what you thought I could do and how I should do it, and just pushing me when Todd was gone and
617 days.
617 days. And just thanks for everything you've done, pushing me in those sets and making me do one more after one more after one more. And I want to thank Zach. Just even before high school started, he got me ready to jump into that, make that big jump from aquatic club to high school, because no kid in aquatic club realizes how much harder it gets. Like, I remember 8th grade, which still feels like yesterday. Some of my friends that were a grade ahead of me were going to high school practices, and I was like, hey, you should come back to our practices afterwards. It can't be that hard, but I didn't realize how hard they were working in the morning. But Zach got me ready for those practices and worked me hard and got me there. And even though he didn't get to coach me very much since he was sprint, he still was there telling me I could do it, telling me to keep my head together and stay focused, and pushing me to get those medals. And just, he's been there to help me and just been on the side to push me. And I want to thank Todd. Just one of the first things I remember from high school was I swam a 101 and fly, and you told me you thought I could go faster, so you made me get up on the block and sprint, and I went a minute. And from then on, I don't think I ever went slower than a minute, because you showed me that I could do that. And the second thing I remember is one day, just hopping out next to the diving board, you pulled me over and you told me to look up at the board and said, "You can break that IM and fly record." And even then, I never would have considered it, and I didn't even believe it then, but you believed in me. And like you said the goals for me to get districts my first year, and I remember I got that 2 days before Christmas, and it was after the Bucknell meet, after I had rested, and after that, it was, good job, you did it, next year, you're going to states, and you pushed me to work hard and get there, and then even after you left, you were my biggest inspiration to keep doing well. I wanted to show you that what you said about me was true and that I could do it. And I was thinking about you all swim season. I was like, I'm going to do this for Todd. I'm going to get to states. I'm going to final. I'm going to get a medal. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to break that 50 because Todd told me I could. And I respect you so much. And all of my life goals are to live up to what you've done. You did great in high school. You went to a great college. You were a captain. You have a great job. You have a wonderful family. Everybody respects you, and those are all the things that I want to have and be. And I just want to thank you so much for everything you did for me.